She said she was panicked. She thought we're going to get arrested. She thought that we were going to go to the Gap, raise hell, have a big fight, and they were going to call the cops and throw us out of the store if we were lucky.
We see when we talk about countries, especially as immigrants, where we land in these traditional tropes of it's a democracy, it has laws, it has a look at the size of the building. You talk about, for example, the practice of being able to return garments to the store. Right? After a few weeks. Yes. And you were, can you reflect on that? Because this was a revelation to me, but then when you explain it in the book, it's so interesting.
Well,
talk about that a little bit.
I have a friend who came from Iran. She was brand newcomer to the United States. And 2 weeks after she had arrived, I said, let's go to the Gap. I have something to return. And when she read this book, which was 20 years after she had come, 20 years from the time that she and I first had that conversation, she said, the moment you said, I want to return this garment to the Gap, she said she was panicked. She thought we're going to get arrested. She thought that we were going to go to the Gap, raise hell, have a big fight, and they were going to call the cops and throw us out of the store if we were lucky, or haul us away. And she says to this day, and I have to say that she's an interventional cardiologist, so she has learned a great deal while she's been in this country, but she says that one of the greatest lessons that she ever learned was that day with me going to the Gap and actually returning the garment without any problems. Right. Because we just, there are certain things, those who have been born and raised here can simply not see. And I've told people, you can't return a garment in other countries. And they say, really? Of course, really. Because the individual doesn't have rights in the same way that the individual has rights in this country. And there are so many hidden and small pleasures that we are handed as a result of having this infrastructure, having this society, that are completely how we need to understand democracy. But how we understand democracy at the moment is simply the idea that every 4 years we can go vote for whomever we want. Right. But it's not that. It's the fact that you and I understand that we have to abide by the green light when we are driving, because we both believe that these laws or these traffic regulations serve our society.
Right.
And
if you don't believe in the society or the current structure of it, you don't care about the laws. Is that
exactly?
Right,
exactly.
Right.
And so people tell me that, whenever they come back from Iran, and I'm sure you've heard this too, that driving makes them crazy. That so many foreigners, so many Americans, so many foreigners who have traveled to Iran say that they don't want to be in a car traveling in Iran because it terrifies them. Why? Because we have green lights in Iran. We have red lights in Iran. Nobody observes the rules. Nobody abides by them. Why? Because it's a society where people don't believe that the laws are there to serve them. And therefore, you can have the very same regulations in another side of the planet, but the green won't do what the green does here, nor does the red. And these are the things that I wanted those people who've been born and raised in this country to see, because they fail to see them. And that's why this democracy seems dispensable to them at times.